have a middle name. My middle name is Taco. It's a custom name. That name ties you to your land. So I can go and live in America for generations, and maybe my great-grandchild can go back to Vanuatu, go to Tana, my island, and say, my granddad's name is Taco, and people will say, this is your land. So it's, your name ties you to your land. So for us, climate change is about that. It's more than survival, because maybe drought can come and destroy your land, you'll still have your land. Cyclone may come and destroy your land, you'll still have your land. But if the sea rises and covers your land, you have nothing else. You become landless, you lose your identity. It's cultural extinction for us.
Okay, in the case of Zambia, we have seen changes. I've carried out some studies in some remote areas in Zambia where you interview the old people who've been there before and who are still living up to now, and they are saying that they've actually seen changes even in terms of the rainfall patterns. We are seeing that they're shortened rainfall patterns, and you see, like Zambia, we rely on agriculture as the mainstay of the economy and also as a source of livelihood for the people.
Malawi is really affected by climate change. Of particular interest is that Malawi is a agro-based country. We really depend on land-fed agriculture for much of our crops. And currently what we are seeing is that there is a shift in terms of rain coming. Usually we are receiving rains from October to maybe March, but now up to December there are no rains. And when they come, it's the heavy type of rains causing floods, and it's for a short period of time.
I personally have seen through my eyes and the future generations' eyes is the shortage of land. Basically what I mean is rising sea levels, washing away of shorelines, and that forces people to move inland, move into high ground, move to the mainland. And the problems which associate with that is overcrowding, so that's another issue. And they have no other choice but to evacuate. So that is moving away from their island, moving away from their tradition, their culture. And back home, land is not only a place where you live, it's your identity.
When I was in Dhaka, I eventually got bit by the wrong mosquito myself and came down with dengue and was as sick as I've ever been. I highly recommend not catching it. But I obviously didn't die. A lot of people did die because they were sick or malnourished going in. And I remember going down to the hospital in Dhaka, and there was a bigger ward than this, and there were people on beds as far as you could see, shivering from the effects of this disease. And I remember thinking, this is the most unfair thing I've ever seen. When the UN tries to measure how much carbon each nation in the world emits, you can't even get a number for Bangladesh. It's a rounding error in the calculations. People are not hooked into the electric grid in much of the country. The bicycle rickshaw remains one of the standard ways to get around. They're not causing this problem.
Science has actually told us that if we don't act now, we are headed for disaster. Okay, so right now that we are already late, but then there's also the issue of adaptation. Some people out there in a village in Africa, in Zambia, they need to adapt to what is already happening, okay, the changes they are experiencing. And so it's up to this COP to come up with the financial mechanisms which will ensure that those people actually adapt to the effects. It's survival, because we are looking at either survival or death, because if we don't come up with the necessary decisions which will see to it that those people out there, their concerns are gotten on board, then, you know, we are killing them in some way.
For once and for all, any idea that environmentalism is some northern preoccupation, something for white people, something for rich people, is a lie. It is people who live closest to the margin that understand most powerfully what it's like.
It's something that is between life and death for Gambia and for people from the city of Banjul. The reason why I'm saying that is, like, as I said earlier, the city is just 1 meter above sea level. And it's like, if, let's say, there is no reduction in the earth temperature, at least to one degree or less than that, we find out that in the next 20 years or the next 50 years, the city of Banjul would not be normal. There would be nothing like city of Banjul. And so many other island cities and island towns in my country would not be normal. So it's like, we are very much maybe terrified that something bad will happen if a proper and equitable and legally binding agreement is not reached here in Copenhagen. We believe that the time to act is now.
But we're talking about reality now, a sustainability of a lifestyle that are going down if we do not act now. So for us, it's not about the lifestyle, it's about our lives. It's not about the future, but it's about survival for us.
Because, well, basically, we all are humans and we all have a right to a clean, healthy environment to live in. And our future generation to come do also have a right to that. So I believe survival is not negotiable.